kind of talked about this throughout the year, but now we're going to do an actual lesson on it. And again has to do with patterns, recognizing patterns. And then when we recognize them in stories, what are those patterns going to tell us? And you guys are really super smart, because as we were reading Tuck Everlasting, what was one of the patterns that someone had recognized without even having learned this strategy? What was the one thing that somebody pointed out? Gavin, do you remember? 3. And I think it was Sabrina, right?
No, it was Emma.
Emma noticed that the 3 kept coming up. Do you remember what some of those 3s were? Remember, I know we marked them in our text. What were some of the 3s?
3 petticoats.
Okay, 3 petticoats.
In the prologue, 3 events happened.
3 events happened. Madeline, do you remember? Molly, how about you?
3 toads.
Were there 3 toads? Or were there frogs and toads? Remember, we talked about that. Whether there was I think 1 frog, 2 toads. Oh, the music played 3 times and then faded out. Very good. Elizabeth, do you remember another one?
Yeah, it was the stranger in the beginning. He was mentioned 3 times.
The stranger was mentioned 3 times.
Well, I kind of thought it was one when there was 3 problems.
Okay.
And it was May going down to the wood, the stranger coming and when he running away.
Very good. So we noticed all of those patterns already. And so that's what we're going to talk about again today, is when you are reading and you notice a word, object, or situation mentioned over and over again. And we already, while reading Tuck Everlasting, noticed that the pattern that really stuck out to us was the 3s. And it says, when you spot those patterns, you have to stop and ask yourself, why does this keep showing up again and again? And if we answered that question yet, I know we're not done with Tuck Everlasting, but if we answer that question yet, why does the 3 keep showing up again and again? No, we haven't yet. Now, if we can answer it, it might help us with the theme, what the overall theme of the story is, the conflict in the story, or it might foreshadow something that's about to happen later on in the story. Does anybody have any ideas of what that 3 might mean, or the 3 of something connected to the theme, the overall message in the story, or the conflicts? Brad, what do you think?
Maybe it might be foreshadowing that when she's 30, she's going to drink the water.
When she's 30, okay, then maybe she'll drink the water. I don't know. We'll have to finish Tuck Everlasting today to find out. What we're going to do today is we're going to actually practice the strategy again and again. So I'm going to ask you out an excerpt. And many of you have already read this book. Can I have a stack of them? How many of you have read the story Hatchet? All right.
I'm reading it right now.
Perfect. You read Brian from it too. Who can tell us what is an excerpt again? What's an excerpt again, Brooke?
Just 1 part in the story.
Just 1 part from the story. Very good. All right, we're going to wait for everybody to have a copy.